I am feeling in the mood for some pretty and scary art today, so I want to do something along those lines. I was looking through my arts and crafts box that I need to go through, but I've just been procrastinating something shocking with doing that because we have a serious junk room that I do not want to go through and I am dreading it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ta-da! Can you see why I don't want to go through this shit? So we'll just close that door up. So you can see why going through my craft boxes is not going to happen anytime soon. But when I was looking for something in particular the other day, and I basically pulled everything out of the box, which is what you see in there, is just felt and there's just shit everywhere, I found these. Now I have had these for quite a while. I know I bought these probably 3 years ago maybe from the craft store that we had downtown, but it's since now shut down, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's there anymore. And I bought these for like $5.95 and with intentions to use them for something, and I thought that they were perfect. So as soon as I pull these out of the box, when I touch art supplies, most of the time I get like a rush of ideas depending on what situation I'm in. So when I touched this, I knew exactly what I was going to do with these, because I actually have designed in my sketchbook a horrifying piece that incorporates pretty flowers. Now the flowers I originally did for that sketch that I did were like a pink cherry blossom, believe it or not. But since I have found these, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to incorporate some 3D, flowers and stuff onto a 2D illustration. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw the scary thing and then I'm going to add some nice flowers for a pop of 3D-ness. That's what I'm going to do, and yeah, I'm going to do that right now. I got my fancy art supplies out for this illustration because I was just feeling fancy. So you'll see me take my Faber-Castell paints away and I bring out my Starry Night palette and this one that Connie gifted me a while back with Daniel Smith, Winsor and Newton and Sennelier paints in it. So this is like a top-notch palette, so I was just feeling fancy for this one. Also busting out my expensive Strathmore hot press paper, which I absolutely love to pieces. So you know shit is about to get real when you see me get my expensive art stuff out. Basically, that's what happens when I'm feeling like it's going to be a good piece. That's when I get my expensive stuff out. I really enjoyed making this illustration. I've had this illustration mapped out for a while now, and I decided to do it after I found the flowers. I thought it was perfect because I had actually had an idea of just painting flowers on this piece. I was going to just do some cherry blossoms and just paint everything, just make everything 2D, but when I found these, it sort of changed the nature of this particular illustration. And I was happily surprised that, yeah, as soon as I found that flower pack, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it, and it was going to go on this illustration. So I've been wanting to sort of mix something quite pretty with something quite horrible for a very long time now. and that's what I did for this. Like, it's a cyborg head, and it's hooked up to a whole heap of like the wires and the hoses that you do see with cyborgs, and sort of the hoses just go off into the nothingness, and you'll see that in this illustration. And you know, I don't really have a story for this piece. I just wanted to draw this. So if you want to make up your own story for it, that's fine. But yeah, it's just a cyborg hooked up, and for some reason has some, you know, some plants, some tree branches coming out of his head, and they're kind of like sort of cherry blossom type sort of tree, yeah, with some nice flowers. So yeah, that's just sort of just adding like a nice pretty plant feature to something really horrifying, and yeah, making it work. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with this illustration, I really did. If you didn't already realise, I do have a little bit of a creepy fascination with cyborgs. There's something about them, like, I am not a fan of like robotic things. Like I can watch every horror movie under the sun, but you stick me down in front of watching the Terminator, and I shit my pants. I really do. Terminator scares the absolute shit out of me when you see that fully, like, skin off, you know, robot underneath. Like, I hate robotic things. It creeps me out more than anything. I know that probably doesn't make sense, but it's just the way it is. So naturally, when I'm drawing when I want to draw like a scary illustration, to me, something half cyborg, half monster, to me that is terrifying. Like, absolutely just chills me to the bone. I don't know why. It just always has. Like, things that are sort of unconventional tend to scare me more than what normal people are scared of. Like, people are scared of, you know, like clowns and things in horror movies. Like, you see, like, The Ring, you've got The Grudge, like those sort of things, ghosts, whatever. But I'm over here absolutely terrified of the Terminator, the raptors in Jurassic Park, and the movie Signs, which had all the aliens in it. They terrify me. Absolutely. Like, I can't even watch Signs again. Like, it absolutely terrifies me. And yeah, when I see the raptors on Jurassic Park, like, I love Jurassic Park. I watch all the ones that have Chris Pratt in it. They're, other than the first one, the absolute first one, that's my favourite. The ones with Chris Pratt in them are definitely like the next really good ones. Just, oh, the raptors freak me out. I had to go into Pinterest and find some sort of cherry blossom references, because I sort of got a little bit confused about what the shape of the branches were. So I did that, and then I sort of took some inspiration from the branches and then drew them onto this cyborg fella. And as I was going, I really wanted to add some like green, sort of like, I don't know, sort of like moldy kind of rotting type feel, which is what I you know, I like to do that. And then where he's plugged in with all the hoses is sort of a bit red, because really, when you think about it, that would probably irritate you if you're sort of like plugged into that sort of stuff, and the skin around all these hoses where you've been attached would be quite irritated. So I did that. And what I really enjoyed too about this illustration as well is this sort of kind of got me back into realizing that I should be using colored pencils as like for shading and stuff. I think that that's the way that I'm going to go now, and I don't understand like why I never went down that road before. And I was sort of thinking about it, and I know back when I first started my YouTube channel, I did use colored pencils for shading in quite a few of my videos, and then for some reason I just stopped, and it's just like I just forgot all about it. And yeah, I was like looking at my Prismacolors the other day, and I'm like, oh, I might do some shading with that instead of shading with the watercolor, because that's not working for me at the moment. Like, well, it never really has, because when I go back over it, everything sort of just smudges. And because I was including the Starry Night palette, those Starry Night palette watercolors, they reactivate something shocking when you go back over them with water. Like they activate instantly, and it just smudges glitter all through the piece where you don't want glitter. So I decided to not do the shading in most of the places with the watercolor, and decided to do it with a pencil and see how that went. And yeah, like I said, it baffles me why I never kept doing this, because this works a shit ton better than what I have been doing. So yeah, I have learnt something. I've relearnt something, I should say, from what I used to do. So yeah, I'm very, very, very happy about rediscovering that again. Because this illustration is it's very muted, it was really good to add those sparkly Starry Night colors to this piece, and that pop of red that's in those little circle things that's attached to the Cyborg. That is kind of like it's like a little button, or it's just like a sensor. I didn't sort of think too much into what they really are. I just sort of went with this design with really no rhyme or reason. It just looked cyborgy. The only issue I have with this illustration is the fact that because it's like a 2D/3D piece, I don't know what it's going to be like when I scan it to add this as a print in my Redbubble store eventually. So as I was drawing this, I sort of had that thought in mind. I'm like, how is this going to scan? So I don't know whether to try to scan it, or then just try to take a photo of it as best I can, and yeah, do it that way. But yeah, we'll see. It's just first world problems, I know. The question I want to ask you guys is, do you like Cyborg cross monster art? Do you like it when I do these pieces? Because I have an absolute ball when I do these, and I do plan on doing more, because I do like this kind of scary, futuristic sort of creepy art. So yeah, let me know, because if you enjoy watching it, let me know, because I like to get your input at times with it, even though like I usually just do what I want to do anyway, regardless of what people sort of think, because you know my YouTube channel's, mate, it's just, I just do what I want to do, and if you enjoy it and you want to tag along and watch, that's cool. But as I am getting up and my YouTube channel's expanding, I do like to get you guys inputs on stuff and see what you want to see on my channel. Yeah, because I'm up for anything as long as it's not pink and fluffy and pretty things like pretty girls and all that sort of stuff. I'm up for anything other than that. So just let me know what you wanna see. So as you can see in in the video just before, like you'll see is like an orange tinge to the video now, and there's a lot of shadowing because I worked on this piece a little bit into the night, because I was just really enjoying this, because this is where I come in with the black pencil and do a lot of the shading, and I could not stop. I could not put that pencil down. I was just having a wonderful time. So I just worked on it as long as I could. So then I attack all the pinkish sort of spots with the pink pencil, just sort of bringing some of that out and sort of experimenting with that, because like it's kind of all new and exciting for me at the moment, and I'm like just sort of like, how far can I go with this? What can I do? So I just applied some of the pink pencil to sort of bring those areas up a little bit more, to make them look a little bit more irritated. Now, white gel pen just makes everything pop, and I have said this a million times and I am going to say it again. I do not know what I would do without white gel pens and white highlights in my art, because I feel as though with my style of art that I do, I really need to finish it off with those glossy type white areas that sort of make the piece sort of pop and make it really illustrate-y. Illustrate-y? Is that a word? Did I just make a new word up? Oh God, I don't know. But yeah, I just love it. Like I remember the good old days when I used to go a little bit mental with the white gel pen and really apply way too much. Well, I've controlled myself. I've done really well now, and I'm very proud of myself how I handle a white gel pen now. I really am. Like, yeah. Like, just looking at this guy now, he sort of gives me like a snake slash Voldemort. There was a lot of elements to this illustration. I'm sort of really happy that I have cut back my videos now to only doing one video a week now, because I can really spend time on my illustrations a lot more and really do some really nice detailed pieces. And I feel as though this one is quite a detailed piece. There's a lot of elements to it. There's a lot of bits and pieces that just make up this illustration, whereas a lot of the ones that I had been doing recently, I feel as though were not very technically detailed. Yeah, I've definitely made the right move, and it definitely feels right now to cut back my videos. Like I've said, also with my work that I'm doing as well, helping my partner run his business and that, and yeah, that's taking a lot of my time more than anything at the moment, because we've just gone through the roof with jobs, like more than usual. So yeah, but it's definitely more relaxing to just have that one video a week that I focus on. Yeah, just that one art piece. So I'm very, very, very happy that I made that decision, because it's less taxing on me now, and that. So yeah, with the flowers, I put them everywhere just to sort of get a feel for where I wanted them. Then I swapped flowers in and out of the piece, like changed them over to different sides of the illustration. Also left two out to chop up into pieces, and yeah, have like the floating bits of cherry blossom flower type things sort of floating in the air as well, which is what you see on a lot of cherry blossom illustrations. You always see them, like all the flower petals are just floating off into the air. So I wanted to create that as well. And yeah, I had an absolute ball with this. I absolutely, I just really, really am happy with this, and just gluing all those flowers on. So anyway, that is my final illustration right there. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.